Hello everyone, today I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to change heads for VRC models. In this tutorial I'm gonna address like how to reparent bones, weight paint, and export to Unity for further editing. So this is Blender. Blender version 2.79b, and I just downloaded from the website that I will link below. Maybe if this video is on YouTube, then and then you can download Unity to 2017.415. That can be linked below too, and Cat's Blender 0.12.2. That's the newest version, which you can see from here, settings. Install version, just always install the latest version. You can choose from here, but I choose the latest one. I'm making a model for this streamer, which is my friend Chiva, and I'm gonna teach all of you guys using the process of how I make her model to essentially change the heads, because she wants the clothes from another model, which is a Miku model that you can download from DeviantArt, which is usually free. But please take caution that some of these creators, they do not want their models on Vrchat, and please don't do that. Just don't upload their stuff onto Vrchat if they state in their rules that you shouldn't. Yeah. Okay, so here is Chiva's file. First, I will upload the model which I want the clothes from. So here it is in PMX form, or it can be in FBX form. It will open the same way. So I click on Miku butterfly dress, and then I will import any model. So now it's loading, and this is how it's loaded. It doesn't have any materials, and then you can see some black lines, these, which is the bones of this model. This bones is a lot and quite unoptimized, which I would teach you how to optimize a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I'm trying my best. Okay, so there's actually other tutorials that do better than me, but yeah, I try my best. So like this is not okay, so you need to fix model. So now it's loading. Okay, here it is loaded. This is the material part of the Miku, and this is the bone part of the Miku. If you move the bones, the material will move together, but if you move the materials only with a right click, and if you want to release, just click the right click again. So I click it, right click, drag, release, right click again. Alright, here is the model. As you can see, there is like some bones that is not parented correctly. This dotted line means that this bone is connected to this bone, which is not what I want, because since if it's connected, that means when I move this bone, let me go into pose mode, armature, click on armature again, start pose mode. And then if I click on that bone, which is like not rigged correctly, if I press R on my keyboard, this bone controls this bone, and then now this part of the dress moves together with this part of the dress. So it will look pretty weird in Vrchat. So I will teach you how to reparent the bone and weight paint some of the bones later. Alright. So stop pose mode. I will start changing the heads now. So right now this is I imported the model and then I fixed the model. Then now I will import another model, which is Chiva's model, which is the one which she wants the face from. So this model is dark like just now, so we have to fix it. And then there is armature right here, so you click armature, because this is obviously for the butterfly dress, but that means this will be for Chiva. Yeah, so you click on this one and then you click fix model. Now it's loading. Okay, it's done. That means this is the model that this head from this model I want to move onto this model right here. Okay, so now here's the easy part. You take this model, you see the orange bones which is highlighted. You want to put it as close as possible to the black color bones right here. I usually align the shoulders so that the head will not like be weird or something. But anyways, you can change it after that if you don't like how it looks. But I usually align it so that the weight painting fits. Okay, so I will move it downwards. I'm using the scroll to zoom in and zoom out, and then I'm using shift to go up and down. Just have to align this bone to this black bone, so I drag it down, and now it is aligned. So here's the easy part: custom model creation, undercut blender, custom model creation, merge same bones only. So let's say the armature, that's hips, spine, left leg. If it is named the same name, that means it will merge. If it's not named the same name, that means it won't merge. So let's say this is skirt 1 underscore 10, and here doesn't have skirt underscore 10, that means it won't merge together. Okay, so now I click merge armatures. Okay, I'm back. This armature has merged. It usually takes about like 20 seconds for my slow computer. So now in the first, like at the start, there's like 2 armatures, but now there's only 1 armature with 1 set of bones, 1 set of materials. So now it looks really ugly because it is overlapped, but it doesn't matter because now I'm going to teach you how to delete the excess materials that you don't want to be on this model. So click separate materials under model options. Okay, this is already loaded. Right now, under this outliner, you can see that these materials are all separated. So let's say if I click on this greater, I don't even know what's that. Then I click on my right click on the gray area, a light dark gray area. This is the knee socks part. Yeah. And then you can drag it around to see what is it, like if you want it or not. Or you can just click on the material itself on Blender, on the scene, and then you can see if you want it or not. So right here we have the bones, which is like really ugly right now. I will edit it later. I will hide them by pressing H on my keyboard. And then I will look at the materials by itself. Then if you want to unhide it, all you have to do is press beside the armature. There is an eyeball that is closed. You have to click it so it opens, or if it closes. Okay. And this cursor right here, see, now it moves when I click it, when I right click it and I drag it. But if I click this cursor, if I unselect it, that means when I click on it, I cannot click on it. I cannot touch it. So there's one good thing. If you don't want to touch anything that is in your way, you just click that so that you can't touch it. And then now I'm just gonna hide the bones, and then I'm gonna delete the excess materials. So Shiva doesn't want this hair because she has another hair which I will put it in for her in blend in Unity. If you put the hair in Unity, you can do something else with it, like cloth script, which you can interact with the hair. Cloth script is like more difficult and like more flowy, I guess, compared to this one, because this one doesn't act like cloth. I mean, like the normal bones, dynamic bones, it doesn't act like cloth. It will not drape. It will just go back to its original position. I will do another tutorial on that probably. So now if you want to delete this, you drag it away, and then that means you have selected it. Wispy bits, which is the name of the hair. You can click delete on your keyboard, delete, and then it will pop up this small rectangle which you can click delete again. So just in case you delete the wrong stuff, it will ask you if you want to delete it or not. So I don't want this face, I will delete it. I don't want this earring, so delete it. Delete it. This dress, this underwear pants, this other body, which is the original Chiva body, I want to delete it too. Okay, now, oh yeah, still has the shoes. Alright, this is probably it. Let me see if the underwear, yeah, can delete that too. Alright, you see this body right here, if you want to optimize it, you can delete this part in between it so that there's nothing underneath this clothing, which means less vertices. That means more optimized, if I may say so. So yeah, this is all in Chinese. So if you can't read Chinese, you want to change it, you can click translate all. So now it translates everything into like gibberish. because it may not be. You can just double click it and then you can change the name like this, but I usually don't really care for that change. Yeah. You see, when I delete the hair and the dress, there is still bones of the dress that has been deleted, the bones of the hair that has been deleted. So actually, if you want to get rid of that, you can come to model options, delete zero weight bones. So you press that, and then all the bones that doesn't have their materials connected or like it's still here because it has been deleted, it will be deleted. You see that the materials is like different, but you can edit that, you can change that in Unity. Okay, this I will teach you how to reparent the bones then. I can change the modes right here. Right now it's pose mode, object mode, which means you can move stuff around, and I want only one layer of this mesh. You see there's a bottom, there's a black color stuff mesh. That means it has 2 layers. So I will hide this one. I press H, and then I will want to delete this part only, because this part right here is the sleeves, which I don't want to delete. So how do you separate this from this? Because it's like one mesh. It's like one mesh, right? So you press separate by loose parts. So when you click that, all your materials will come back into view. You just have to hide it again, and then you delete it like this. See how? I will teach you how to reparent the bone right now. Okay, I will go into solid mode. Solid mode means that you will see everything in black and white, and then you can see where the light hits, like the shadows. Solid mode. Or you can use wireframe, which just shows you the vertices. Or you can use texture, which I mean is almost the same as material, but and rendered is like when it's in game how it will look, but I usually don't do that because it goes like that. So I use solid mode so I can see the black color bones more easily. So from here I can see that this bone, okay, I will go into pose mode. So I select, yes, this bone should be paired with this bone, which is correct. It is paired. There is dotted lines towards here, but this bone is paired differently. It's paired to the other side, which is not what I want. I want it to pair with this bone so that when this bone moves too. But right now is when this bone moves too, which is not what I want. So I click on this one and then I go into edit mode. And then when I go into edit mode, right here it just changed. And then you can go down to wherever you want. This bone is selected. I don't know, somewhere within all these bones right here, which is for the skirt. If I press T, it goes like that. You just hide everything. It's okay. You don't have to press that. It's okay. I will just change from here then, because I'm lazy to look for it. So right here, this is YH6_1R. I'm not gonna look for that, but like I want this bone to be the parent of this bone, so I will remember it is WQUN, and then I click on this bone which I want to change the parent of UN_2_2. So I will change it right here under bone, parent. I scroll down and then parent, and I can type 2. And then now this bone is connected to this bone. So when you go into pose mode, when you move this bone with R, when you rotate, they move together. Like that. And you see this side, there's these two bones, which is dotted line connected to here, but actually you want it to connect to here instead, to this bone instead. You want these two bones to connect to this bone. So you remember right ankle, and then you come to this. You go to edit mode, right ankle, and now this has its dotted line connected to the right ankle. This one will connect to the right ankle too. And then now when you move the legs in pose mode with R, it moves together. Alright, actually if you have these two bones, I realized before in Unity, like if you have it at the tip of this, you have this as the parent, Unity will just screw up the way you walk somehow, or like the way these bones move. They may not want to move. So I usually pair it to this one. This is the knee. So I want both of them to be paired to the knee. So I would change it right now in edit mode. Knee. Left knee. Left knee. Again. It will still move. But it won't move together. But when this dynamic bone is like turned on in Unity, when this leg moves, this will also move. I think it achieves the same effect that I want. So I'm gonna change for this one too. Alright, then I'll be back after reparenting all these extra bones. Okay, I am back. So I have just reparented all the bones that has been out of place, and now I'm gonna show you how I edit the bones. So right here you have this wrist. I will go into pose mode right here, and then I can click on the armature start pose mode, and then it's like this is the wrist. This is the wrist, but I don't want this bone to be like vertical standing up. So I will go to this arrow right here under edit mode, which I change right now. I will drag the tip like this. So right now is the wrist. It's like this. It moves with the hand. Similarly, I will do it for this side. Edit mode. And then I will just use the end right there, and then I'll move it down like this. If you use this arrows, you can just move in the directions of the axis, like this is up, so you don't have, this is more accurate. Or you can use this one. This one is rotation, like you can rotate it like that, but I usually don't do that. Control Z. Okay, so right now actually Shiva doesn't like how the ears right here, you see they're actually quite big. If I put the hair, imagine the hair, then it won't be able to cover up the whole thing. So I will go into pose mode with S like this, and then you must apply it as rest pose so that it will stay this way. If not, it will just bounce back to the original when you stop pose mode. Now I will test the whole thing. Click on armature, start pose mode, and then I'll click on the bones and I'll see how it turns. Does everything follow? Does everything follow? This skirt, bone, spine. I'm pressing R to rotate the leg. Like this. Okay, everything is well, but I feel that these bones, they're too many. They're too many. So what I can do is, this is the sleeves. I can come to here, and then I can go to my spine, my chest, my right shoulder, right arm. Look at all this sleeves. You can press shift, and then it will just expand all by itself. If you're pressing shift and you press add, and then you can expand it all. You see there's so many bones, which is really unoptimized for Vrchat, because their recommended is like 10 dynamic bones or something, is really little. And right now, if I want to move all this is all really unoptimized. Alright, so what you can do is you can have 2 bones. Let's say I go back to pose mode. I start pose mode. Start pose mode. Okay. Wait, no, I go by the edit mode. And then I want to go to the arms with the sleeves thing. So if I select this, this is the last bone, this is the parent of this bone, this is the parent of this bone, this is the parent of this bone, etc, etc, etc. I can do this in batches. So let's say there's 10 bones right here. I mean that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 7 bones right here. I can reduce it down so that it's like 4 bones. So what I can do is select the descendant of the parent. You want this weight to merge into this weight. So let's say if you want to get rid of the bones and you don't merge, if I delete this bone right now, I delete bones, it's gone. And then I move this bone in pose mode. I move this part. This part won't move. This part of the sleeve won't move because it is not weight painted. Let me go back. Okay, did I go back? Yeah. Okay. But if I move now, I select the bones. And I go to pose mode. And it's weight painted. When I move it, it moves. And I move that number 9 bone. It moves because it is weight painted. So all you have to do is you want to move this weight such that this is weighted instead. This bone is weighted. Yeah, you want to shift the weight of this bone to this bone. You can only do it with, actually you can do it with any bone, but you usually do it to the parent so that it's like influenced correctly, I guess. I don't know how to phrase it. So all you have to do is click on this bone, and then you want to merge weights to parent. So I merged it, and then now it's just left with the number 9 bone. And then if I rotate, it will move together. So I'll do this for the alternate bones, like this. Merge weight to parents. Merge weight to parents. So now there's only 4 bones left, which is still quite I'm optimized. If I do all of this 4 times, I don't know, there is still a lot of bones, but that's how it's gonna be if I wanna upload this. Maybe I'll see if she wanna remove the sleeves or not to be more optimized. Maybe I would do that, but right now this is what I'm gonna do. So actually I'll be right back after I merge all of these bones for each sleeve. Okay, I am done with merging all the bones, and there is still a lot of bones, but we're gonna proceed with whatever. So right now this face and this body is actually quite intact with each other, if I may say so myself. So if it happens that it is not together, the materials, let's say like when you line up the bones, like you don't have like a perfect there's like a small hole here or something. You see there's like a small hole. That means what you can do is you can hide the bones, right? Then you can go to press B on your keyboard and you select just the head, or oh, I accidentally selected this, so I can hide it, so I can don't select it. I press B and I select the whole thing. I don't want to select the ears, so I hide them. Press B. See, that's the mouth. Press B again. B will make a box which can help you select things. So when it's selected, you come to tools right here, and then there's supposed to be a join button that will appear, but it doesn't appear, so I have to click on the mesh that I want to change. I'll select again, and then edit will come out, join will come out, and I'll join it as one material. If you want to separate it again, you come to cats, blender, and then you can press separate by loose parts. But right now I have already joined it together, and then I want to move it slightly backwards. So what I'm gonna do is press G, use my arrow keys, go backwards, or you can go forwards. Backwards, about like this, so there's no seam. And then, yeah. So I join the head nicely. And then the rest of them is weight painted nicely, hopefully. Let me see. Rotate, rotate, rotate. All this you must thoroughly test it in case it screws up or anything. Okay, and then I can go to object mode. I see there's a little hole here which I can close up by pressing edit mode, and then you can see both the faces here. So if you don't want to see both faces, like the back faces, you can click this small icon right here, and then you can only see the front faces. So if you go to back, you can see the back faces. You can go to the front and you can only see the front faces. So I go to solid mode. Maybe I need to hide this. If I want to hide it, I have to go by the object mode, click this, hide it, click this back, click on this shirt material again, and then I click edit mode again. And then what you want to do is you can use C, which allows you to select the vertices, or you can just select and press shift. You press shift and then you can select the vertices, but I usually use C because it covers my area. I can do this, and if I want to erase it, I press the scroller button and then I can erase it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna join this part together so that there's no hole there. I go to tools, and there is make edge or face, and I made a face right there. I can't see it properly here, so I go to materials. This edge right here, I can pull it down, and let me see. Oh, I need to select this edge, this vertex. Select it properly. Make an edge. Okay, now it covers up the hole. Like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be too perfect, because it's gonna be covered up by the belt. Yay! Alright, and then I want to move this skirt up a little bit. I can press G, and then I can go up like that. Just some minor changes. Okay, now all you have to do is join meshes, join all. Alright, it has loaded. These are all the bones, and these are all the meshes joined together. So when I move the whole thing, it will move together. So now that this is done, if you want its eyes to move in Vrchat, you have to click eye tracking, creation, and I usually set it at 3.5, 3.4, like this, and then I will click create eye tracking. Roll a bit, start eye tracking, eye testing, and then you can move it. So this is how it will move. Maximum, left to right, up and down. And then if you're not happy with it, you can change the movement range, which is just now 0.34. But if I wanted to move more, I can change it a little bit, then set range again. Then it will move a little bit more. So I test if it blinks. It does. Does the eyeball pops out and it moves a little bit. But I think this is okay. If you're not happy with how the eyeball pops out, there's one thing you can do. You can come to stop pose mode. You select the eyes, shift, select the other eye. You can move it back a little bit, like this. So just really slightly, and then I can apply it as rest pose again, so cause you want it to stay there. If not, it will just bounce back to its original position. And then now it's applied as rest mode. You can recreate your eye tracking. Start eye tracking again. You see now there's less pop up, and there's just a hole that it doesn't close properly, the eyes. But who's gonna look so closely unless you're gonna go smooch? Alright. Okay, and then now you want your mouth to move. If you want your mouth to move, you have to do your visemes. There is AA, O, or ch. A-O-ch. Are you there? That's how it works. Your model usually comes with it. If you don't create your own model, if you take it off the internet, they usually have all of this. And then you want your max shape key max intensity to be 1, or else they will break. So create Visemes. Create Visemes, and then right here under, what's this called? Come on. Properties. You have this triangle, and then you can test it. You can test your blink, left, right. This is how whatever sound that you're making, this is what your mouth is gonna look like when you make the sound. If you're happy with everything, which most people are usually happy with, you will just stop here, and then you can come to file, save as. I want to save it back in Jiva. I will save it as butterfly dress. Save as Blender file. And then after you save, you can export model. And it says it is unoptimized. It has 29 materials. So for Vrchat, if you want your model to be very optimized, you have to combine all your materials together. So let's say, and they have a button for you to easily combine everything. Come to optimization, atlas, generate material list. So just now, whatever you have there just now, all your materials, you can actually put them together, and then you can join them. Like if you deselect, that means you don't want to join these materials. So if you deselect and then you press save atlas to these materials that you have selected, you can save it. There will be a pop-up that will ask you where you want to save your joint materials, and then you can choose whichever place that you want to save it. So let's say if you're happy with this whole thing, you can just click save atlas to, and then this whole thing, it won't be separated anymore. Like let's say if it's like that, that means this blue color thing, you can change the color in Unity individually by itself. Yeah, but you can't change it if you save atlas to. So for Vrchat, if you want it to be optimized, you have to try to join it properly. I have really not like explored this part because I always want it to be really customized, or else you will have to combine materials in Blender, which I am not sure how to do. Yeah, so anyways, so this model is really unoptimized, but I'm gonna export it anyways. 29 materials, continue to export, and then I'll save it as butterfly dress again, export FBX. Okay, only if it's FBX then you can open it in Unity. If you don't save it, if you don't export it as FBX, you can't put it in Unity. If it's PMX, you wonder why you cannot open it in Unity. Is because it's PMX, it's not FBX. Alright, so this is done. I'm gonna do the Unity tutorial later.